Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about doing the work. I'm Lady Bounce.
I am A Slate.
All right, so you and I took a week off. But during that week, we were busy. We were doing some self-care work. All right, let's start with the neighborhood cleanup that you did.
Oh, wow. The neighborhood cleanup. So there were over 20 church and community organizations participating. I think they said they cleaned about 27 neighborhoods. Wow. They had collected over 123 tons of trash.
Wow.
I started at the Wesleyan Center.
Okay.
I went there about 8:30 in the morning. And I was there. We had Reverend Riley Thornton and some members of the Juvenile Detention Center Ministries were there. I went on behalf of that organization, on behalf of Fly With Us podcast and the Right Life Village. So I was there in that effort, and we cleaned up in Westwood area. Okay. So I knew from living around that neighborhood what street I wanted to get to. So we started going up one street and was in the alley. When I tell you, it was like, okay, this is why we're here. I found a bottle of what appeared to be crack.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna put this in a separate bag, so I'm not gonna leave it out here. You know, you thinking like, yeah, somebody probably pitched it, probably getting chased by the police, okay? And then we're also looking for needles, razors, these things we don't want to pick up. But these are the things you want to keep from kids, even pets getting to. So we got that, we disposed of that. But the street I wanted to get to was Edison. I don't know if you've ever been near the Wesleyan Center where Edison is, but it is a street just right there at the corner, right before the little playground area that is loaded with trash, right there, all back in the trees. We found old baby dolls, all kind of stuff, but we cleared that out, and to look at that, it was like, yes, this is great. Everybody was talking, they're networking. If you're looking for a job, it was some people who was there that could help you. So it was a lot going on in that community thing. And then it was the same day of the 34th annual Dr. Margaret Peters award ceremony.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, I got to get home and clean up my hood.
Right.
So that can be. But then when I got home, I was like, yes. I remember something my son had said to me earlier: when you do good, good comes to you. So when I got home, they had already managed to find their way to my hood, and it was already cleaned and clear. So all I had to do was shower again and get dressed.
I did see that you put that on Facebook, that it feels good when you go clean with somebody else's neighborhood, and then you come home and your neighborhood is clean.
Yes, they had already cleaned it up. I mean, and it looked really good, and it was an opportunity to get out and network. I mean, it was some people who came up. I can't remember, his name was Tony Cochran. He came up from Columbus, and he came up here and he did some cleaning. And I was like, this is just really good. I think it's something we should keep doing.
I think so too. And part of what we do, we give out these self-care assignments and these mindfulness moments. And I think it's really important that we do them so we can show people that, yeah, you may not have a lot of time to do everything, but you can do something. So participating in the neighborhood cleanup was a self-care assignment from like a couple of episodes ago.
And that thing felt good too.
And it felt good. So that same night, I missed the neighborhood cleanup because I was just exhausted. Yeah. And so I slept.
Good.
I had to.
First love yourself.
Right. I didn't necessarily want to because, me and Jay had talked about doing the cleanup, and I said, you know what? I'm just tired. I'm burning the candle both ends and in the middle. Yeah. So I slept.
And in the middle.
However, later on that evening, that Saturday evening, we went to an event to celebrate Dayton's birthday at Barrel House.
Yes.
And so just by pure accident, I ended up doing one of our self-care assignments, which is about telling somebody what they mean to you.
Oh, yes.
And so I ran into my old high school counselor, and he remembered me because I looked the same, and I was like, wait a minute. I've been out of school, we won't tell how many years, but quite a few years. So for him to look at me and to recognize me and say, yeah, I remember you. And I said, yeah, me and my best friend, Jill. And he was like, I remember her too. And he's like, wow. What are you girls doing now? So, I told him that I'm the special education coordinator at a high school, and my kids are really smart, my kids are really great, and I talked about the specific advice that he gave me, not just say, oh, you gave me great advice when I was in high school. I was able to repeat back to him
you meant it. The
stuff that he told us, like the stuff that he poured into us when we were in high school. And it made him smile, like he really felt good.
It made his heart smile.
Right. And then I met his wife, and we talked about our podcast and what we do, and I gave her a flyer, and she was like, I love podcasts, that's all I listen to. And I was like, well, since you love them, please, take a listen to ours, and if you like it, share it with other people. But to see his face light up, it made me feel good, because and one of the things I told him, I said, being a teacher is often a thankless job. We know that we are doing wonderful things, but a lot of times we go unnoticed, or
unsung heroes.
Right. Yeah. So for me to be able to look at him and say, thank you, I did good. And not only did I do good, here's my husband. And he shook hands with Jay and talked, and he was like, your wife is great. And he was like, yeah, she is. And I was like, wait a minute, y'all talking about me?
When you do good come to you.
So for me in that moment, I always think like I want to be like that teacher, that educator, that years down the line, kids run into me and they say thank you, or I can see the impact that I had, because a lot of times you don't get to see the impact that you have on a student until years later. So for me to be able to tell him, hey, I did good, and my best friend is doing good too. This is what she did with her life as a result of what you told us and what you taught us. He was just really, happy about that, and he and gave me a hug and was like, take care and good luck and keep going. And I was like, well, thank you. I will do just that.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. They say kids are like wet cement. The smallest indentation can leave an impression. I'm glad that you was able to share that positive impression that he imparted upon you and your best friend. Sweet.
Winning.
Sweet.
So I mean, and it was just, it's nice to be appreciated, but it also is nice to let somebody know that you appreciate them, because sometimes you take for granted the people that are placed in your life, and I always think it's really important to, we always say, give people their flowers while they're alive. So I'm gonna let you know, if I have the chance, that you were great to me, you did impact something, as opposed to being at your funeral going, dang, I should have told them this, and I should have. So when you
do it now.
Do it now. If if you have the opportunity. If you don't have the opportunity, maybe seek out opportunities to tell people around you what they mean to you. Tell people you love them and you appreciate them. You never know, they may be going through something that they haven't told you about, and just that moment might be the catalyst to help lift them up and make them keep going, or to help them keep going, because we all got stuff.
And do it right then and there. Do it now. I mean, why wait? I had listening now, thinking of cleaning that community, and it made me remember when communities were clean and the elders in that community that can't come out. So that's like, I seen a couple come outside, and I bet they were very appreciative. Like, I wish we could do that. Thank you. That's like giving them flowers. So I mean, it's just multifaceted when you're doing good and giving back. It's just multifaceted.
It does feel good. And then you and I had a contest where we gave away a ticket.
Congratulations, Bobby Watkins.
Bobby. So we gave away a ticket to another self-care assignment we had, which was to go see a high school play. And we gave away 2 tickets to the evening performance of The Wiz.
The Wiz.
Presented by Dayton Dance Workshop in Trotwood Madison School District.
Yes, so because we eased on down
they had there were kids there from the EOC, from Westbrook Village, from all of Trotwood schools, which are so great that their schools are connected in the way that they are.
Yes,
their district is very close-knit, very tight, and I love that about their district. So it's something to be said about being a smaller district, because you do get that closeness, that community. Yeah. So we eased on down.
This community keeps
we eased on down to Ram Nation, as they call it.
Around the red. Look, we eased on down the red brick road.
Yes, we eased on down the road. My daughter, of course, was the Scarecrow.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Her whole personality came out.
All of it came out. I mean, it was so beautiful to watch these young people get up there in front of this huge audience.
Yes.
And just be so creatively expressive. I mean, the costumes, I mean, everything, the lighting, the music, the choreography, it was really, really, really good and really well done. Really well done.
I thought so. And as much as, you know, I watched it for the second time, I saw things and noticed things that I didn't notice on opening night. So the beauty about live theater is that it changes. And sometimes it changes in the moment.
Yeah.
Because as I sat there on Saturday, I was like, wait a minute. She added something to that piece, or you know, he added something extra, and I'm like, but I like it.
Yeah. The energy probably was different. They just go ahead and go with it. I was looking at in the playbill where Thomas Trotman was the director. Shout out Thomas Trotman for some great directing. Some of the stuff that was in there was just like, wow, that was really a good call.
But not only did he direct it, but he also starred in it.
Oh yeah,
as the Wiz.
He was the Wiz.
And girl, when I say he sang his face off, and I knew he could sing, but he sang. I was like, oh, so I didn't know I wanted to meet the Wiz, but now I do.
Yeah,
like, thank you.
I loved it. He was such a big personality that they needed to be there for the Wiz.
Yes.
But he had wrote something in the beginning of the program where he thanks the Most High for planting, watering, and manifesting fruitful seeds of righteousness, faith, joy, and discipline in him. And on that night, after watching the play, thank you, Thomas, for planting, watering, and manifesting fruitful seeds. These children really were able to shine, and I didn't get to see it any day but the one day, but I'm sure you were able to witness growth each night that you were in attendance.
Right. I only saw it twice. We went to opening night, and then we went to that Saturday night because I would have liked to be at every performance, but I have a son who works and who has to get to and from work, and so just schedule wise it didn't work out, but I would have loved to have been at every show. But I was impressed, and after watching my daughter, walk around the house and sing and practice her lines and everything, to see it all come together and then see her in full costume, I was like, whose kid is that? Like, did I do that? I raised that. That was me. Like that's me. And so when people were like posting about it on Facebook, people that know me didn't realize that was my daughter. So they were posting. They was like, oh, the show was so great. And I'm like, oh yeah, the Scarecrow was my daughter. And they're like, are you for real? She was incredible. She's so funny. And
her
I'm like,
sarcasm and wittiness just really, really, really came through on that stage.
She gets that from her daddy.
It really came through. Let me see some of the characters I can really just think of it. The Tin Man, I love the raspiness in his voice.
Yes.
It sounded like he needed a little oil. I loved it. I loved it.
It definitely did.
Yeah, and the Cowardly Lion. I know that Ted Ross, Theodore Roosevelt, would be really, really just standing up courageously, applauding his performance.
Definitely.
Let's see, who do we have playing
Ada
the Cowardly
Pearl, the feel good girl. I couldn't when she snapped and did that little I said, girl.
I loved her costume with the little patches and all different colors. Like, yeah, the costumes was everything. The lighting was everything. The music. Thank you for the music, because we heard some of the songs that we knew. I really wish I could have heard though. Teeny, teeny, teeny. I wanted to hear that sound come out of one of the lines, but it was very good to see. Eveline did a great job.
She did.
She really did a great job.
Especially when she's doing a kiss my toe right there next to the cord. I was like, whoa.
Kiss it.
And then the little girl's face when she was, getting ready to kiss her. I felt that. I felt all of her.
She was disgusted. I just really, really think they did a really good job. I mean, overall, everything was just so great to see, to hear, to witness, to feel. And the way that they made it more interactive. They came out into the audience. They really made you become a part of the Wiz. So we were really there. I loved it. I love the way they brought today into yesterday. That was beautiful to see in the field of poppies. That's my mama's favorite scene, the poppy scene.
Can we shout out the human yellow brick road though?
Yes,
because Gloria did her thing. I said, and then when they did the Motown 70s feel, when the colors kept changing.
Oh yes, make me gold, make me white, make me red. I mean, that just looked so good. That they did.
It looked just like the movie.
Well, yes, they did so well. I was like, this looks good. So all of that was good, but the thing for me that really just brought it on home, when we came out after everybody had gave them their applause, their round of applause, and everybody was coming off stage, when we came outside of the theater and the cast joined together and they started chanting, how many was it? 1 down, 3 to go, or something. They were saying 2 down, 2 to go. I mean, it was like one more show. I mean, the camaraderie there, and the bond and the connection that they had formed was just powerful to witness that. I just loved it. So shout out to Thomas Trotman, to Trotwood, to DC, Trotwood Madison High, DC. You did a wonderful job, and they do have a souvenir package available. If you go to Facebook, you can look up Thomas Trotman. Go to his Facebook page. He is in full character as the Wiz in his profile picture.
Yes.
And they have an all-access souvenir package at 20% off for $65. There you can get a Director's Cut Special Edition DVD, a souvenir poster signed by cast and crew, one all-access souvenir backstage pass, 2 official Wiz Kid t-shirts. Even the Munchkins were there.
Yes.
And then we had the little mouse squeals. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. And if you would like a smaller package, they have a Director's Cut Special Edition DVD only for $15. Do support. Go out and engage with these young people. And yes, we did the work, but they did some work on us. So
they did, and like you said, there were life lessons to be learned in some of the lines, because the lines were a mixture of the movie and the Broadway play with some creative freedom from the director to change things around. Yes. So there were a lot of life lessons, in there. He
really was pouring into the children. Like, you could see the teachable moments that were in there. He really were giving them some gold and some wisdom in there. And I was like, this is it just was really, really good. I wish I could recall the lines right off the top of my head right now, but I'm just coming down from my flight. So yeah, but they did a great job. And I even love the way that he depicted the arrest. There was an arrest in the Wiz, and it wasn't the arrest we may have become accustomed to seeing. So the police were a little different, and it was really, really interesting to see that creative expression.
Yeah, because that was definitely a twist. Because I was like, wait,
that didn't happen, but it was appreciated.
It was, and it was very cute. And the Mouse Squad, they were so cute.
Those squills was right on point. They were right on. They really had that squeal thing down.
They was on point. Yeah, they look. I had to plug one ear because I knew it was coming. I was like, "Oh wait." The squeaks are very poignant.
I really like the squeaks. I mean, and the young lady that sang, the good witch that sang, she really sang her little heart out at the end. I'm just really proud of each of them. I'm proud of each of them, and I hope that they continue to explore their talents and gifts and share with us. So yeah. So what else did we have going on? Let's see. Oh, coming up on April the 28th, we will have the 1 year anniversary, and it will be a Love and Light gathering. Scripted in Black is turning 1 year old. Congratulations, Dana Graham. You can get your tickets at SIB Turns One, SIBTurnsONE.eventbrite.com. Tickets are $15 and will be at Willis Being Davis Studio, so you can get out and do some more self-work and enjoy engaging.
And also our lovely friend Miss Skylar has her book release on Saturday, April 27th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Dayton Book Expo. So,
yes, that is coming.
I'm so excited for her and the release of her book, and her book is not geared toward me. So I will go and support her event, and I'll even wear the t-shirt that she makes. I can support her that way.
And what is the title of her book?
It's called OMG, and it's about being one with God in this new millennium.
Ooh,
and
good
so
stuff.
And it is geared for young ladies and teens that are struggling to be holy and godly in a world right now that tells you doing the opposite of all of those things is what's cool.
Can you remind us what's her t-shirt brand say? What is written on there?
Flourishing in ways only God knew I would.
I know that's right.
I know. Because every time when I say it out loud or when I think about it and I wear the shirt, it's just a reminder to me that even when I'm wrong, I'm in the right space. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I'm not supposed to be perfect. I am supposed to do things wrong. I am supposed to make mistakes.
Imperfectly perfect.
Because God is ordering my steps. And maybe there's a lesson to be learned in the mistakes that I make, that He allows me to make. Because you don't do anything in this life on your own. So in the mistakes, there's always a lesson.
There's a blessing in every lesson. That's
Sure
India
enough.
Irie. Our self-care assignment. We're going to go to our self-care assignment. Reconnecting with your spiritual side. Yes, it's human nature to maintain connections that are important to us, such as with friends and family. If we lose that all-important connection, then we do what we can to get it back. When it comes to our spiritual side, we often don't make the same kind of effort. Losing our connection to our spirituality is much like the domino effect. We lose one thing, then another, and another, until we get to a point where we feel drained and struggling to keep ourselves intact from the inside out. Make an effort to spend time reconnecting with your spiritual side. Rest, reflect, read spiritual writings, or talk with a spiritual advisor. Reconnect with your spiritual side. That is the self-care assignment for this week. I'm going to share with you our mindfulness minute, and then we're going to move on over to our brain science. The mindfulness minute for this week is, all right, come through spirituality. Finding answers in your spiritual beliefs. When your heart is heavy because you cannot figure out the best solution to a problem, turn to your spiritual beliefs. To put your faith into practice, attend your favorite house of worship, be it a synagogue, church, temple, mosque, meeting house, or other type of place where you can find the answers you seek in an environment that provides a spiritual vibe. It's a vibe, y'all. Then try the following 3 steps. 1. Think about the problem and give it over to a higher power, according to what you believe.
And don't take it back.
Right. Give it to God, to the God of your understanding. Give Give it up, turn it loose. All right, In Vogue. Number 2, ask for the answer to come to you as inspiration. Yes. Ask for the answer to come to you as inspiration. So in that, be inspired. Number 3, then stop analyzing and let it go. This might surpass all understanding, okay? Stop analyzing and let it go. Expect the answer to reveal itself in time. Everything will be given to you in perfect time. That is our mindfulness minute and our self-care assignment for the week. Now, Miss Lady Bounce, we're going to bounce on over to you for our brain science.
Before I do the brain science, I have to say that mindfulness minute, was you in my head? Because I swear, the whole time he was reading, I was like, she been reading my journal.
What you got going on in that journal?
I got to watch my windows because you peeping through the windows. Because that was so meant for me. I'm telling when I say that hit.
All right.
All of that
We
hit.
in alignment.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so for brain science, we're going to talk about the brain science behind self-care. So why is it important? What is it? Why are we doing this work? Why are we telling you to do this work? There's actual scientific reasoning behind doing what we do. So self-care is a relevant buzzword in a world where social activism is becoming increasingly mainstream. Many of the actions often associated with self-care have existed since the beginning of time. Self-care was originally developed to address individual health. No one can know a person's needs as immediately as they can themselves.
Knows you better than you.
So what is self-care anyway? Well, there's an actual definition published by the UK Department of Health, and it says self-care is a part of daily living. It is the care taken by individuals toward their own health and well-being, and includes the care extended to their children, family, friends, and others in their neighborhoods and local communities. By this definition, self-care is a conscious choice to constructively and strategically combat the stresses of daily life. Not a method to avoid your problems temporarily. So this isn't a quick fix. It isn't, I'm going to go take a bath and escape my problem. No, that problem's still going to be there. But you take that self-care to take a breather from it and maybe get some clarity for how to deal with it. So as always, there are 7 pillars of self-care. Really. The first one, I mean, really, I didn't.
7 pillars. I was like, 7 pillars.
There are 7 pillars. Remember, 7 is the number of completion.
Yes.
We talk about that.
Yes.
So the first one is health literacy. It's crucial to know options available to cater to your unique needs, and that knowledge can make many services more accessible. So that is knowing what you need so you can access proper services if you can't do it yourself. Because when it comes to your health, there are some things you can take control of and some things that are out of your hands. But having that health literacy, knowing where to look, knowing where to get the answer if you don't have the answer is important.
Well, you can take that time to ask and let it come to you. Be inspired.
So self-awareness. One must acknowledge their physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and professional needs. Physical activity. Exercise is commonly stressed to improve brain chemistry and overall health. Number 4 is healthy eating. As a baseline, it is important to eat a nutritious diet. And that's not saying you can't have that chocolate bar. It's not saying
Or them cookies.
But you want to strive as much as possible to eat a nutritious diet and reward yourself with them cookies.
Yeah.
Number 5, I really, really love this one. Risk mitigation. That's reducing negative impact risk that can result in less stress and harm to your body. So that means assessing the situation. Is this risky? And if it is risky, don't engage.
To a certain degree.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes
I'm
to
gonna take a risk.
Right. When it comes to your life and safety and stuff like that, then you don't want to take risk like that. But when it comes to your career, stepping out on faith, take that risk. But
all right, thank you for that clarification.
Right, but weigh it out. Number 6, this is a big one. Good hygiene.
Okay.
Good hygiene increases happiness and self-esteem, and it grounds your body. When somebody tells you smell good and you look good,
you feel good.
You do feel good.
Or
you be
when
like,
you just take that long bath, go ahead and take that long bath. I love it.
As a teacher of high school students, please take that bath. Number 7. Now, and this is a big one too, because we always talk about buy this, don't buy that, whatever. It's a rational use of products and services. So understanding how certain medicines and products affect your body when it comes to your skin, comes to your hair or hair care. People always ask me, what do you put in your hair to make it curly? And I'm like, water. Water. And they're like, no, what products do you use? I do have 2 products that I use, but that's all. And they go, that's all you use? And I'm like, that's all. You know, because I'm careful about what I put in my hair.
Right.
So ultimately, taking care of oneself is the foundation upon which all other care is built. Self-care has an impact that reaches far and wide. When practiced correctly, it addresses needs in the present to cultivate a happier, healthier, and more stable future.
All right.
Right. So there is a reasoning behind it. There's work behind the work. There's science behind the work.
I like that. There's work behind the work.
Yes.
And I like earlier you said, where is it, a conscious choice?
It is a conscious choice.
Yes. So that really means stay woke. You have to be thinking. You have to be
stay
present.
Woke.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we are this week. We out here.
we out here and we're doing the work. We're doing the same things that we're telling you to do. We're making the time to do the work, so we can make the time to do the work as busy as we both are. That means you can too. You deserve it. Your body deserves it. Your mind deserves it.
Yeah, we in this thing together. We in this together. So that's why we say fly with us. First, love yourself. We're doing it. You can do it.
And we have been getting your feedback on our Facebook page. Thank you to the different people who tell us that they are doing the work and that they're enjoying doing the work.
And if you have any suggestions, go ahead and post them. Let's see what we can do. You got any ideas, some work or some self-care tips or ideas? Let's see what's going on out there.
Yeah, right. Tell me what you're doing for self-care. Even if you're not doing the assignments that we're doing, you're doing something else, let us know, because we may be inspired to go do it too.
Yeah, because I know for sure the weather is broken. Tiffany, nurse practitioner, is doing the Walking Warriors thing. So yeah, let us know what's going on. Let us fly with us. Let us fly with you.
I like that. And you can find us on SoundCloud, on YouTube, Facebook,
and you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com.
And we have Instagram now.
So check us out on Instagram.
Is that yes, no, maybe?
Yes, no, maybe so.
But fly with us on all social media platforms. Get at us. And with that, we'll see you next week.
We out of here. Peace.